were some of those mentors for you early in your career, and what's some like the best game you got?
Yeah, one that comes to top of mind is Kirk McDonald, who is currently the CEO at Sundial. He is someone that I met very early on in my career that sat me down and he gave me a couple of pieces of advice that I still use to this day. The first one was find your group in this industry, find the people that are on a similar path to you, a similar trajectory to you, and build that circle, right? The people that you can chop it up with, the people that, you know, can challenge you, the people that can motivate you. And I found that in a couple of in three fellas that that I still vibe with to this day, that I can say, you know, in our industry, we like to throw around the word friends a lot, right? But I could say these three guys are true friends to the core. That would be Rob Beeler, who's the CEO of Beeler Tech, Dennis Colon, who works at Jiffy AI, and Derek Nichol, who is over at Paramount. And those three fellas, you know, we've always sort of been on the same sort of path. We've always been able to motivate each other, challenge each other, not only in a professional setting, but those three guys are also fathers and husbands as well too. So we can vibe and connect on a personal level. The other piece of advice that was key that Kirk gave me early on was he said to treat your career and your personal life like your own LLC, like your own, right? And that is everything from setting goals to, you know, managing your finances, where you're not only investing your money, but where you're investing your time, right? And I think that piece of advice has been critical for me, not only again in my career, but in my personal life as well too. And you know, the one thing I would say too about mentorship, right? I didn't have, you know, Kirk and I didn't sit down once a month or, you know, a couple times a year or whatever it may be, right? We had that one key conversation. But what I always did with Kirk is I followed his moves in the industry. What was he doing? How is he carrying himself? How does he interact with people, right? And tried to take bits and pieces, not only from his game, but from others and add it to mine. So that's one thing, like I always tell people about mentorship, right? It's great if you can have someone that you sit down with on a regular basis and chop it up, but find the people in the industry who are maybe in the position that you want to get to one day. And what did they do to get to where they are? And are there bits and pieces of what they've done that you can take and apply it to their game? Doesn't always.
You gotta listen to him. You learn something.
Follow people's moves. Follow people's moves.
We say that all the message and the movements. And before you go, because I just want to tell him a funny Kirk story.
No, go ahead. He's spot on.
We say this message in the movements. We preach that every week, man. Every week. If you don't get the mentorship, watch the movements of the people.